right now, I think it's great that you need Hollywood to add more legitimacy to what YouTubers are doing and being taken seriously, because you have a movie where you have two Oscar-winning actors who are, in this movie directed by this 20-year-old who did YouTube videos. I think, that's adding legitimacy to it. That's actually getting people to respect people outside the traditional system a little bit more. That's cool. But again, if you're just looking for an audience and you're just looking to create something, you don't need that. I don't think, not anymore. Mm-hmm. So if you don't need Hollywood, why should we be worried then? Because Hollywood's going to be Hollywood, man.
Yeah.
I'll be live in Chicago Friday, June 19th, 10 p.m. show back at the Lincoln Lodge. And you can get your tickets by going to doubletoastedchicago.com or scanning that QR code right there. Viva la Rooster. Oh, goddamn, hold on. I said Viva la Rooster.
I'm sure the Rooster's happy about that.
Forever. Oh, Martin. What I was trying to say was Viva la Revolucion. Mm-hmm. That's what people are saying is happening in Hollywood right now. You got these two movies that's getting all the latest buzz in Hollywood. Everybody's talking about it in Hollywood. And there's a reason why. And you know what movies we're talking about. We're talking about Obsession and also talking about the Backrooms. And both those movies, you've already heard the stories about them. Pretty impressive. Backrooms, directed by a 20-year-old YouTuber, because he had a series of films already, short films already about the Backrooms on his YouTube channel. And also, it was made for a very low budget and went on to probably be A24's highest grossing horror movie or highest film, probably break 100 million.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's gonna break 100 million.
Wow.
If it hasn't already broke 100 million. Even lower than the budget for Backrooms is Obsession. That's rumored to be less than $1 million. If it is $1 million, it stopped right there at the $1 million mark. But the budget for that is said to be somewhere around, more likely, $750,000. Mm. That's not even a micro budget.
Right.
In Hollywood, like you can't even, it's like a particle you can't even see.
Sure.
It's like you don't.
Like a neutrino or something.
Yeah. $750,000 is how much they spend on food and catering, and craft services.
Sure.
For regular movies. Mm-hmm. This movie ended up earning over 100 million, and also was one of the rare films where it got so much word of mouth that its second week in release, it didn't drop. It went up. Mm-hmm. So, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because everybody's talking about, is this a sign of Hollywood possibly changing? Is this starting a revolution? Because you got, these are, the guy that directed Obsession also did a lot of YouTube stuff. Mm-hmm. So you have people talking about, these are very young people who are doing things already on their own. And no film school, no experience outside of what they just taught themselves. And they're going on to make movies that rival traditional, huge Hollywood blockbusters. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about, is this really changing things in Hollywood? Is this a permanent trend that we're seeing? Also, I want to talk about how, even though everybody's excited to see these directors make these great movies on sensible budgets, showing that Hollywood truly is using bloated budgets to fund these big movies that probably don't, even with the effects and everything they have in there, probably don't need to cost that much. Mm-hmm. But this is great to see. This is exciting. But also, I think it's something that we should be worried about too. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
When we get into it. So, first of all, is this a sign of Hollywood changing? What's your opinion on that? What do you think?
Well, you say it's a trend, and I see it more that way. Just having been around long enough, this happens with a lot of things. Something comes out of nowhere, and everybody's like excited. It makes a lot of money, and like this is a new thing, and we'll get a bunch of things like it and copycats. But eventually, the bad overtakes the good.
Yeah,
and then everybody's like, all right, no more of that.
So this is at least with Obsession. I'm not exactly sure with Backrooms. Obsession was a guy that is already familiar with film, and he got a group of people together. Because today, like, I was just reading an Instagram post by one of the on-site directors, Sally Cho, where she was complaining, I signed up for this movie and I was only getting paid $300 a day.
Yeah.
It makes sense if it's an indie film.
Yeah.
But doesn't make sense when the movie ends up grossing $200 million.
It's probably not known that that's going to do that.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
There's a similar project out there like this because he's only one of a million TikTokers that make funny skits or do whatever. Like, there's probably other projects like this down the line, but I would sign on for $300 a day if it's just like, I'm passionate about film and I want to do this. No one knows when the golden goose is actually going to come home.
Yeah.
Sure. That's with anything. Yeah. But there is that, well, I signed on for $300 and now this has made $100 million. Do I get a kickback?
Well, this is probably something that's going to have to be discussed because, this is changing Hollywood, but I don't think it's a sign of some big revolution. I think it's just a natural progression. It's an indicator of just media changing in general, not just Hollywood. Because the perception of YouTubers and other platforms or people coming from other platforms, that's changing. YouTubers before, and again, anything similar to that, they were seen as, oh, these are people just making stupid little videos, cheap little stupid videos, short form gags and whatnot. And Hollywood would scoff at it because, oh, that's no competition for us. But as times have changed, you got better tech, you got better equipment, and you have better ways of independently distributing your work and being seen in ways that rival, getting millions and millions of views that rival some, stuff that Hollywood does.
Sure. And
you have creators now showing real talent. And so with that, all these people are being recognized by mainstream. This was only going, this is not a revolution, it's an evolution of where things are going.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, probably when you go into a project now, you're probably going to have to think like, all right, if this is something that shows promise, maybe you need to like future-proof yourself and, negotiate something because Hollywood, to what you're saying, Hollywood is coming to look at YouTube now.
But they've already come to look at YouTube, at least in the past in other ways. Like every time they were looking for a cartoon to get or something, they grabbed it straight from YouTube. Like The Annoying Orange was a YouTube meme.
Yeah.
And then it got a show on Cartoon Network.
No, that's right. That is true. So this is something that's been happening a while, but it's being amped up now.
Exactly.
Because what you're seeing now, or what you're going to see now is, you're going to see Hollywood sending their assistants and interns and whatnot to get online and look for creepypastas and look for YouTubers that show promise because everybody's looking for the next Backrooms. Everybody's looking for the next Obsession. Everybody's looking for the next talented YouTuber or genius filmmaker that comes from online to do something.
Yeah,
because everybody wants to ride that trend now.
Right. Something comes out of seemingly nowhere and it's hot, and then mainstream Hollywood wants to jump on that. There used to be a thing with indie movie directors, and somebody does a comic book movie, and then suddenly studios are sending interns to comic book stores. Go grab the most interesting things, so we can make some movies out of it.
Oh yeah. This trend happens all the time. That happened back in when Quentin Tarantino started doing his thing. They started looking for way independent filmmakers. That's where you get like Kevin Smith and Richard Linklater coming out of there. Hollywood was looking for the next big independent filmmaker. So this is kind of the equivalent age of that, man.
I was about to say they already have people watching horror movies and stuff and creepypastas on YouTube because like Lights Out was made 5 years ago, 6 years ago. That was a creepypasta that was made into a movie.
Was that a creepypasta? I remember it was a short.
It was a short.
Yeah, I remember the Lights Out was a short that happened at the time, and that was such a great proof of concept that they made that into a movie.
Which one was Lights Out?
It was the one where the chick could not come into the light. You always saw a shadow, and if she did, if she caught you in the light, she your ass up.
Right.
Yeah,
didn't work as well as Obsession, but
yeah,
but it made money. Yeah. You know, the director from Lights Out went on to direct Shazam. So
that's a very weird jump.
It is a weird jump, but it was a guy that did a short.
Yeah,
who went on to make a Hollywood blockbuster superhero film.
Right.
Yeah. You know, so they are. It's not nothing new to pluck these people from online, but but now the big story is we're finding these people and they're making these horror movies that are so cheap, and Hollywood loves that. And so, it makes you think how will, because we're talking about how some of these directors have gone on to be studio directors and whatnot. But how are these this new crop of YouTubers that they're looking for? How are they gonna? They're working in horror mostly right now.
Yeah.
The genre comes in with a lot of built-in advantages. Low budgets, dedicated fan base,
yeah,
high big turnout. The weekend of box office is great on those, which means a lot of high profit. But what happens when these people start working outside of horror? Like even Lights Out was horror.
Yeah.
How will YouTubers do with bigger budgets if they decide to do them? How will they work? How will they do with sci-fi? How will they do with drama? How will they do with comedies?
I mean, I guess it's going to depend on the creator.
Yeah. And some of those are already doing well. And I'm just saying this because right now, Hollywood is going in and looking at all these YouTubers, man, and talking about, now we want to give all these people opportunities. But the moment that somebody falls on the ass or somebody puts out something that loses money, that gate is going to close a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And some people are already doing well on their own. Like I said, man, you don't need Hollywood to do this stuff. And some people are working well outside the genre. You mentioned animation. Animation is something that is blowing up. Think about Amazon picked up Has Been Hotel this weekend. Everybody's talking about Obsession. Everybody's talking about Backrooms. But there's something else that came from the internet that's in the top 5. It's at number 5. And it's
Digital Circus.
Yeah, Digital Circus. It's an animated series.
Oh,
that actually, I guess, had sort of a finale, a big screen finale. Fathom released it, and it came out of nowhere. A lot of people wouldn't know unless you were following it, but it has a massive following and ended up being number 5 at the box office.
After a while, you start to realize that you really can't leave, and constantly chasing an unattainable goal will start driving you a bit crazy.
We have a bit of an issue here.
That's where Mark's looking at this right now. What the hell is that? I'm like, oh.
Okay.
But it's something that's right up there with you basically in the top 5 you have 3 very YouTube related projects that are going on. Either directors are from YouTube or the series itself is from YouTube, or the movies from YouTube itself. And I only saying this is important because, like I said, Hollywood is fickle, man. They think they think in trends.
Sure.
And while something like the amazing Digital Circus is still running online, it'll be fine. For this other thing where you have all these directors who they're looking for on YouTube, and they've got this big trend going on, and we got this big shakeup in Hollywood. It's like you said, man. The moment something falls, the moment something fails, that they're not going to be talking about that anymore like they are right now.
I was just thinking in general that the waves have been coming a little bit faster and not as long of thing. I think comic book movies might be the last solid wave, but even then Disney's cut back.
They're pulling back on those, and video game movies have the spotlight right now.
Yeah.
But it's only a matter of time before it's like, all right, man, people aren't into this anymore.
Hollywood is always looking for a trend. Hollywood is always. I'm thinking these movies are great. I'm just saying for this. everybody thinks that there's this revolution that's about to happen between YouTube and horror. And I think that we need to look at the pattern of Hollywood and what's been happening, because Hollywood is always looking for a story to promote and market and always looking for the thing that's making the most profits. I mean, shit, at the time, you had about 2 or 3 asteroid movies. You had about 2 or 3 volcano movies. They were chasing volcanoes, man, at one time.
And those were all still part of a disaster.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. That's right.
Everybody's into disaster movies for a bit.
When Disney had its revolution with, not revolution, when it had its renaissance in the 90s, you had other studios trying to make animated musicals. How you think you got Fern Gully?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. You know, everybody was trying to, everybody rides a trend. Also, something that's pushing this narrative of YouTubers are coming in and they're changing Hollywood. It's a revolution. That's not really happening. I can tell you that right now. I think that you are having YouTubers who are coming in and just naturally fitting into the bigger picture. They're becoming a part of the business. They're becoming a permanent part of the landscape. But this is a revolution? No. As Marco said, they've been doing this for years in small doses. But also, you're hearing this a lot because there is a great narrative to tell. There is a great headline to put out there. Oh my God, these movies came out and beat Star Wars. Oh man, they beat that damn Baby Yoda in The Mandalorian. You know, this whole thing with them beating Star Wars, that is something that we have to talk about. Because as I said, it's a nice headline. It's a great marketing story. And it is impressive that these movies beat something that's attached to a big IP. But it didn't beat Star Wars.
No.
It beat The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda.
Well, that's like the boxer who beats Muhammad Ali when he's in his 50s and already showing signs of Parkinson. It's like, yeah, he's the greatest boxer of all time, but you're not getting him in his prime.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't even still be out there.
Yeah, that's Jake Paul fighting Tyson right now.
Yeah, exactly. They beat the Mandalorian now, but had this movie come out back when the series first season had just ended, you wouldn't have stood a chance.
No, that's these people. This did not beat Star Wars. This beat The Mandalorian and Grogu, okay? And we like this movie. Yeah. So we're not even talking bad about it.
It's just, it's years after the mania is over.
It's something that wasn't a lot of excitement for. Man, this show, this movie came out when the show peaked a long time ago. There was no rush to see something that people said, man, I can watch this on Disney Plus. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a different movie. They ain't doing nothing on this screen that they haven't really done on the show that I can go back and watch on Disney Plus and I'm paying for already.
And, even though it might be bigger than the show, it will be on Disney Plus sooner than later.
Very soon. This got pushed out the top 5 in 3 weeks. Also, Star Wars is in a slump right now.
Yeah.
The whole brand is kind of... It's not very popular right now because everybody gets the sense that Disney's still trying to figure out what to do with it. And there was just an article I read about how people ain't even watching those last 3 movies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the timing was right for these to come out and beat a particular Star Wars property.
But it's all about the narrative. And everybody, especially Americans, will fall for an underdog story.
Yeah, that's what exactly. Again, this is great for the Hollywood tabloids. This is great marketing. I will ask permission, though. Do you mind if I give a word to our sponsor?
Please.
I didn't ambush you today.
No, you did not.
Martin, after Friday, you've gone through enough.
Thank you.
Okay, you don't need this.
I appreciate the mercy.
Yes, and Martin, this is not just mercy. This is knowledge, Martin. I'm gifting you with something. You earn this.
Okay.
Because of Friday. I want to give a word out to our sponsor, which is Cash App right here. Why is this a gift, Martin? Because you know what? Cash App, it's not a bank like some people think. It's a financial services platform, not a bank. But it's a great way to earn great interest on savings. If you direct deposit at least $300 in paychecks each month and use the Cash App card for purchases, you earn interest on your savings, no hidden fees, no minimum balance requirements, and turn on roundups on your Cash App card. And every purchase you make using the card is rounded up to the nearest dollar. All that spare change is yours, Martin. Round it up. You're getting money for free, Martin. just for using the Cash App card over there. And don't you laugh at this. It's serious money. I'm telling you something, man. This is your problem. This is why you got random chicks at the bar cussing you out with racial slurs. This wouldn't happen if you use Cash App.
Or if your other friend doesn't invite them to the table.
I was busy using Cash App. Yeah, all that spare change is automatically put into your savings. Don't let your money sit around and gather dust on it, man. Make it work for you. So many people got that dusty money. Clean it off. Make it work for you. Take advantage of Cash App today, people. New Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use code CASHAPP10. That's Cash App and the number 10. Use that in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply. I want to thank Cash App for sponsoring this portion of the show. I want to thank all of you out there for your support. You know, you didn't hear about this damn digital circus right here. In fact, you're looking at me like, what the hell is this? You're looking at me like you about to slap the shit out of me for showing you
like,
this.
You're putting this on as a joke, right?
Yeah, no, but this gets like...
Can you imagine, how long do you think digital circus has been around?
A couple years?
Like literally 2?
Yeah.
No, it's been around for like 5.
And every video gets like 30 million views,
Never heard of it.
40 million, 20 million views. You know, yeah.
Is it for little kids or no?
No.
Okay.
It's got like a young adult following, teenager following.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, this came out and it was impressive that it was at the theaters, but man, these YouTubers have their own followers now.
Yeah.
You know, so even, you know, this whole thing about us saying that, oh, well, the door might close or this is just a trend. But yeah, you know, you're going to have YouTubers and people who come from the online world working in Hollywood more because that's the natural progression of things. But at the same time, if the trend did stop, you don't need Hollywood. And by the way, the premiere, people let me know, I'm talking about 30 million, 40 million, because I'm just going by like the latest videos that I've seen. But the premiere of this has almost 500 million views.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, yeah, man, you know what? You get your audience generates your income to produce these things more and more and pays for your living. And it's like, today this is great to hear that these things can go and be shown on the big screen and whatnot, and Hollywood is backing them up, but you really don't need that. You know, that these, I mean, but I am glad to see that these things are coming in and kind of pushing Hollywood to make these movies.
I wonder if I might push them to go like, all right, the next time we're going to release a big movie, we need to do a bunch of YouTube shorts leading up to it. Just to, reverse it, get that audience first.
Yeah. Well, I would love to think that, but I don't think Hollywood is that
smart.
Or insightful.
Or patient. Insightful.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, you know, while I'm sitting up here saying that, wow, these guys, it's great that Hollywood is seeing this. Do they need Hollywood? Well, probably listen, you got a movie here where right now, I think it's great that you need Hollywood to add more legitimacy to what YouTubers are doing and being taken seriously, because you have a movie where you have 2 Oscar-winning actors who are, you know, in this movie directed by this 20-year-old who did YouTube videos. You know, I think, that's adding legitimacy to it. That's actually getting people to respect people outside the traditional system a little bit more. That's cool. But again, you know, if you're just looking for an audience and you're just looking to create something, you don't need that. I don't think not anymore. Mm-hmm. So if you don't need Hollywood, why should we be worried then? Because Hollywood's going to be Hollywood, man.
Yeah.
The thing that does suck is Hollywood does take the wrong lessons away from most of
very much. Very much, man. No, very much. Hollywood, you know, things that people are saying like, man, these things, even though they're based on something that might not be very original, you know, this is Backrooms is a lot of people compared this to David Lynch style of storytelling or ideas, man. You know, obsession. That's a old theme. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
You know, so but there's an original approach to telling these stories right here, and Hollywood is not looking at originality. Hollywood ain't
No.
Hollywood ain't looking at creativity. Hollywood is looking at the success of a trend.
As a matter of fact, knowing Hollywood, the first thing on their agenda is making sequels to those two movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're already talking about you're gonna get more Backrooms.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be in the back of that room for a long time. And it's gonna get you're gonna get an anthology and a TV show, and that's good because that's the kind of property that needs it. They're even talking about making an anthology out of Obsession, even though that director is different from Kane Parsons, the director of Backrooms. Kane Parsons, like, I don't want to go off and direct.
They ain't gonna wait for them.
No, I know.
They're gonna get somebody else to do
You're
it.
like, I don't want to do no Star Wars, or I don't want to do no Marvel movies. I don't want to do any kind of big budget thing out there that's already an existing IP. I want to do my thing. And people are like, boy, you 20.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Everybody says that, and they want their street cred
Yeah.
when they're young, and then later.
Yeah. What's the guy, Baker, Curry Baker?
Yeah.
Yeah, Curry. He said, yeah, what you got? Yeah, he's going to be doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre right after this. But, Hollywood, the lesson that's going to be taken from this is, let's not sit back and find actual talent and let them have their voice. No, let's go, again, as I said, let's get our assistants to go on hey, that was based on what is that called? Creepy spaghetti, scary spaghetti. What is it? Creepy pastas. Go look up some more creepy pastas and see what we can get out of that. Let's see what we can just like they do with, what's a comic book character that hasn't been done yet? Go find that property for me. They're going to be looking for the next creepy pasta to do something with because, hey, I heard that's what the kids love and that's why Backrooms was so successful. They're going to be looking for they are actually looking at YouTube now to see who's doing what kind of shorts out there. Let's do that.
Well, by that rationale, you might get a phone call.
Hey, man. They're going to be, yeah. So, wait a minute. How old are you? 54. Hello? Yeah, man.
We want you to direct the next Brother Voodoo movie.
Again, how old are you? I'm concerned that what's going to happen here is that it's not a matter of them looking up another YouTuber. It's not a matter of them trying to even look at creepypastas. There's great stories there. They had a whole series about creepypastas at one time on some channel. I forgot what it was. It was called Channel Zero or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was on Shudder.
Yeah. So this is nothing new to look at creepypastas for stories. I hope they do. My concern is that the horror space is going to get way too crowded now.
Oh, that's already happening.
Yeah. But you know what? It's been happening because
it's the only genre that's kind of like consistent. If we're just talking action, what's the last straight just action movie that you saw? Comedy, romance, like you can do that with every genre outside of drama because everything is drama.
Man, the last big action movie that we saw.
Good.
Oh, good. Oh, now you really asking me too much. Man. Come on now, because most comedies in action I'm seeing on streaming now. But I don't know. But you're right. The horror has been out there for a while, and the cheap horror movies. I mean, Smile. The last Smile movie I think cost the first one I think cost $28 million. I don't know how much this one cost. The Substance, which got Demi Moore an Oscar, that was $17 million. So low budget horror movies have been a thing for a while. Think Long Legs. We can keep going. They've been out there. Horror has always been pretty much a dependable go-to.
But it's kind of a wrench into if you're on YouTube, then it's good. Wasn't Iron Lung bad?
Iron Lung was something where. I'll get into that in a little bit because there's a whole thing with that. Because the thing is that with these movies right here, yeah, we've always had this, but now Hollywood, I think, maybe not. I just think something I'm just kind of being a little wary of. Now they're going to try to go for the micro budget movies.
Sure.
They're
like, no, Jason Blum, you paying these kids too much.
Yeah, exactly. Now they're going to be looking for putting a glut of real cheap horror movies out there. And that's a lot of areas where that can go wrong.
Yep.
So that, Hollywood is more about make more. Not we've learned a lesson here or, let's be more creative. No, whatever, do that and just make more of it until the wheels fall off on it.
Yeah.
The good news is, and to your point that you made right here, again, independent filmmakers, not even people making videos on YouTube or making shows and getting followings behind that. Independent filmmakers don't need Hollywood either. Okay, so you said that Iron Lung.
I'm being corrected in the chat. Everyone is saying they liked it. So
No,
really?
Iron Lung, which was made by
Markiplier,
who funded this himself. He funded it himself, paid for distribution, and it rivaled a lot of movies that came out the weekend that came out and made money.
Yeah.
To where he can move on to his next project. You know, he did self-distribution. So you don't even need to wait for Hollywood to do something if you have, whether you have the money or you just have the heart to do it, you know? You got the passion, you can get it done. Also, you know, and plus we saw that with this right here, you know, the Amazing Digital Circus. You know, they got a Fathom release, but you know, they had a following that if they self-distributed that, they would have people at the theater. Or you can fund projects on your own and release them online. And I'm thinking about like, you don't have to wait around for somebody to make a show. You can do a series where you can get that funded through crowdfunding. Just like we have a friend of ours, Tony James.
Yeah.
He does a comic book. It's an ongoing series. Every issue is funded through Kickstarter. People can do shows like that. You can fund all if you're successful at it, people like it, you fund every episode through Kickstarter. Or people have Patreons where every, you know, you have episodic material or content that's funded by members.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't need any of that, man. So I think that there's good lessons being learned from this whole thing with the Backrooms, and then there's lessons that will not be learned from this. You know, I think if anything, the lesson is these days more than ever, if you have the passion and the drive to get something done, you don't have to wait for any gatekeepers anymore.
Right.
That should be the real inspiration here. What will not be learned is, you know, like I said, nobody's going to think about the creativity that we're behind these. Everybody's going to like, get me the next one.
Yeah. Do it cheaply, do it fast, make me a bunch of money.
Yeah, do it now. Yeah, make me a bunch of money. Yeah, Hollywood pimps again. Yeah, man. So we'll see.
I've always heard like people be, one of my friends be like, it's kind of sad that how some of the most creative and best people at art are somewhere in a basement making Toy Story 5 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it goes back to, thank you for bringing that up, because it goes back to what's happening with something like AI also. I hesitated to bring that up because it's still so divisive, and everybody has a point. Everybody has a point, no matter what side you're on. There's harmful things with it, and then people are doing some really cool things with it. But to your point, man, somebody is making, you want to talk about Star Wars? Somebody's going to be making Star Wars in their basement. Somebody's making a Marvel movie in their basement, and that person's not even 20. They're like 15. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, all this is even going to shift even more. You think that this is crazy right now? You don't even know what's coming. You know, So hey, look, like I said, man, if you just want to go out there and fund your own stuff, you can go out there and raise your own money, man. Put that pirate costume on.
Hey, there's worse ways.
There's worse ways. Help me fund me film. Ahoy, matey. Well, would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon, where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.